Hey everyone, it's Derek with OPTP, and today we're kicking off our countdown to spring. Now, for a lot of us, springtime means simply going from inactive to active again. Others might be taking their activity from indoors to outdoors, and then there are some of us who just change our activities altogether. So over the next 6 weeks, regardless of which of those buckets you fall in, we're gonna focus on helping you develop balance, strength, flexibility, mobility, and more so that you can hit the ground running, so to speak, come springtime. Now for this first video, we're gonna focus on lower body stretches for injury prevention. Let's get started. So we've got 3 stretches that we're gonna move through today, and for each stretch, I'm gonna be using my Performance Wedges. And the reason why is because the Performance Wedges are gonna help me in some cases get a deeper stretch, and in other cases, get into a stretch easier. So I'm standing on my Performance Wedges now with my heels elevated, and we're just gonna move into a hamstring stretch to start here, where with the heels elevated, I'm gonna be able to get deeper into the posterior aspect of the leg. So I'm gonna start with a hip hinge here. Again, heels elevated, balls of the toes planted. I'm gonna leave a slight flex in those knees as I hip hinge forward. And with those knees elevated, the ankle plantar flex slightly, I'm really gonna feel a nice deep stretch as I get over into this position, the backs of the legs, and even moving down into the calves. We're gonna take the depth of this stretch to a point where we do start to feel, again, some good stretch taking place behind the legs there, and then we're just gonna hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds. As we breathe through, we can find, as we kind of move into the stretch deeper, that we're able to fold forward a little bit more as those hamstrings and the whole backside of the leg there begins to loosen up. This is a great stretch, and again, made even better with the Performance Wedges. Okay, for stretch number 2, we're gonna focus on the calves. Whether or not you're a runner, a cyclist, or anyone who does your springtime activity on your feet, tight calves can contribute to tight ankles, can contribute to knee issues, and can ultimately cause injury in various areas of the body. So what we're gonna do, stretch out those calves. I've got one of my Performance Wedges now, one foot placed. Now my ankle is in dorsiflexion. I've got the foot placed up on the Performance Wedge, heel down, toes up. I'm gonna bring the non-working side next to that foot. And right here, if your calves are really tight, you're already gonna feel this stretch. Now, if you can get a little bit deeper into it, we're gonna take that non-working side and step forward. Now, right when you do that, you might feel the need to arch your back, right? So what I want you to do is avoid that by keeping the pelvis neutral and leave that back heel planted on the floor. That's very important as well, to keep that stretch and maintain the correct position to get that best stretch we can across the calves. So once we're here, we're breathing through it, 20 to 30 seconds. If you want to deepen the stretch even more, you can try moving that front leg out even more. You can also slightly flex that knee to pitch your body mass forward and down. This is also going to enhance the stretch. Definitely give this calf stretch a try. Okay, and for our third and final stretch, we're going to focus on the inner thighs and groin area. This is really going to be a benefit to the whole hip complex as well, but a lot of us kind of neglect stretching the inner thighs and groin. This is a great way to do it. And I've got my Performance Wedges here. Now in this case, the Performance Wedges are gonna allow me to do this movement a little bit easier than if my feet were flat on the floor. Balls of my toes are planted, heels are elevated. As I shift my center of mass over one leg and get down into some deep flexion of the knee here and let those hips drop, being up on the wedge is gonna allow me to keep my hips in closer to my body. It's gonna allow me to keep upright more and engage in the movement more safely, and of course get a nice deep stretch within the inner thighs and groin area. This is one where we're gonna wanna hold it for 30 seconds again if you can. If not, secondary kind of nice little mobility option is to transition from one side to the other. So little pause at the bottom. This really does a nice job at opening everything up. As I'm doing this, I'm breathing, driving through the heels to stand. Really nice. Couple little variations here for getting some more flexibility and mobility within the hip complex, specifically in the inner thighs and groin. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Now, for more spring training ideas and to learn more about products like the Performance Wedges that can help you build flexibility, mobility, strength, balance, and more, just go to optp.com.